Hello, Professor here again, and we are back for episode 71 of the Railcraft server Let's Play. And I have done the things I said I was going to do. I put in the tanks here, I've redrawn the pipes so they are better, I hope. And I replaced these two, what I guess was overclocker heat vents. That makes the most sense since there are heat exchangers here. So these were probably heat vents. So I put heat vents there. Now, what I'm it shouldn't be running the reactor when this tank is full. And I got the tablet again. So we're going to have to go get the tablet, obviously. I'll probably charge my armor as well while I'm over there. Actually, no, probably won't, because that takes time. And I don't want to waste time on that right now. But we are going to have to go get the tablet, which will be fairly quick. Stupid zombie. Stupid thing. Okay. Let's boot that up again. And then reactor client. That work from here. Apparently it works from all the way over here, which I wouldn't have expected. Yeah, so the reactor remains off because the coolant level is high. It doesn't check the coolant level in the reactor, which is probably a flaw when it doesn't output it. And if I'd had that, it probably would have helped. Okay, so this suddenly dove down to very low levels. That's potentially bad. Feel like I need to shut this down so that more components don't break. I think I may have too little coolant in the reactor. Should probably make more so that there is a surplus of it, because it doesn't go through fast enough. I am going to put some floor in here. Okay. But this is working pretty well. Except the lack of coolant. Pretty good. While this is sitting here doing its thing, say the core temperature doesn't actually go up much. We can turn it on a little bit. Also, it suddenly bugs me that it says core heat there instead of core temperature. That probably shouldn't go up at all. Do I even have shut off for that. Come on. Behave, please. Getting dangerously close to components breaking again. Come on, IntelliJ, you can do it. Okay. Tank level and capacitor level. Tank level. Less than... I don't have anything to that effect. This is probably a bit unnecessary. It only really needs to do that once. Because there's nothing changes. Right? Might have to adjust the program so it doesn't spam that like that. Yeah. We do need more coolant, that's for sure. But we do have power flowing, I suppose. Yeah, I think the lack of coolant is what is causing the components to heat up too quickly. It's not able to fill this and shut down the reactor quickly enough. So we're going to shut this off and we're going to have to go make more coolant. Which fortunately isn't too difficult. With the distilled water that should now be in the solar distiller on the roof. And this should be all we have left to correct before the reactor will be able to continue running autonomously, with Eve managing the fuel, of course. And then we just need to supply it with iron plates, cells, and plutonium, basically. What was I after? Oh yeah, distilled water on the roof, not in the basement. What do we have here? 4 buckets. Not ideal, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Then we need some lapis dust. Now, it doesn't have any recipes for that. Kind of forgot what the... I think the ratio is 1:1. If I recall correctly, the ratio is 1:1 if you use distilled water, but it's... you need 8 lapis dust per bucket if you use regular water. To get coolant. Yeah. Not entirely sure how many buckets we're going to need. But we're probably going to need at least 8. Ideally. But of course we don't have the water for that at the moment. But we'll add these 4 to the system and see how it goes. And then we are going to run it for a little bit more, see if it helps. Well, it should help, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Okay. We're going to just dump it into one of these tanks here. We're just going to put it into the system. Well, no. Okay. So that did not particularly help all that much, really. We do need a bunch more. At least 4 more buckets, I would say. Guessing wildly, but still. So I guess I could take distilled water from the cooling system. Ouch. But I'd prefer to avoid that. It's kind of needed there too. But waiting for this thing is going to take a while. I guess I have plenty of lapis, really. So I could just use regular water. But it's such a waste, though. Let's make 4 more buckets this way. And then I'll make more using distilled water off camera. Yeah, 8 per bucket. Brilliant. Actually not going to process any more of it. Just put them back here. Yeah, there's 4 more buckets. That might be enough to stabilize the system. Might. Dry by sword. Okay, let's see what we can do, or what this accomplishes. Hopefully something noticeable. Okay, there we go. So this is full. And this is, well, I guess really what I need is to fill this up. And I think this is probably 8 or 10 buckets capacity. So essentially I need about 6 more buckets of this stuff, which is going to take a while to make, unfortunately. Well, let's plan out the power system a bit in the meantime, I suppose, is something we can do. So currently we have this fiber cable coming off of the MFSU going to the computer. But what I'm going to want is, let's see, let's do industrial crafts, and the HV cable does high voltage, not extreme voltage. The EV transformer does from high voltage, which is 2048, to extreme voltage, which is 8192. And the only cable capable of handling 8192 is the glass fiber cable, which is a bit of a pain to make. But using that and using extreme voltage in the core would be the most efficient power, or the least wasteful. But I think what I'm going to have to do is have to sell for high voltage through heavily insulated HV cables for now, and then maybe upgrade later when I get more. I mean, I guess I do have the resources to make the glass fiber cable, a bunch of it, but I'm not sure I want to put them into making glass fiber cable. I'll probably put in high voltage and then upgrade later. Now we do immediately run into this elevator system, which is a little annoying. Kind of wish I'd put that on the other side. I also might want to move this server down. This has run out of power. So that it is powered down there by the reactor. Might also want to put an emergency generator on this. That would be, say, a solid fueled firebox on a Stirling generator, which will engage if the power level in this MFE, for example, drops too low, to keep the elevator powered in case the reactor fails. I guess I can move the server right away. It's pretty easy. It's another advantage with the server. You have this server blade that you just need to move. And my inventory is a little bit cramped, I feel. It's got too much random junk. I did also receive these pieces of woven silk from Ash. I'm also carrying construction foam around for some reason. And a bunch of fluid molten metals. Which I can use to upgrade my backpacks. I haven't gotten to that yet. Kind of wanted to do that on camera. Okay, I also want to collect this. Right. Now we can pop down here. And of course we don't need to power each of these individual substations or the floor controls because they will receive power through the network. Okay, so what do I want to do? We have the elevator system here. It's pretty much the same as above ground, or not above ground, on the main floor. Probably want to put in some torches here. Also need to remember to power the Eve over here. Check the power levels here. Replace these. Charge this. Otherwise, it's doing fine. Well, I can't just pull Open Computer's power over here, because it also needs to power these machines. So I'm going to have probably a fiber cable going over there and a few transformers to step the power down. Or I could just put transformer upgrades in the machines, I guess. That might be better. Not sure. But we are going to have the server. Let's put it here, I guess. And then we'll put the terminal server back in the server there. Then we'll have a component connection between these two. You can't have multiple of these, right? No. Why are you blinking? Just put you in. And I guess I could power this off of the MFSU directly as well. Just hook that up like that. And then we are going to need a few network cables. Because I have these power distributors, it's going to send power through the network and power all of the floor terminals. Okay, so I should be able to start this. Now, where is my remote terminal? No signal. Oh dear. We are going to need to hook this up, actually, to the left with the network connection. So these are connected. This is an issue, though. I think terminal servers are a bit broken, perhaps. That was a torch. That there instead, I guess. Okay. So this isn't working. Can I? No. Well, this is annoying. Okay. I don't remember if this auto starts or not. I don't think the server is set up to auto boot the server program. Because then this wouldn't be waiting for a reply. So I can't... And I can't start that if I can't access the server via the terminal. That is stupid. Right. I guess I'm going to have to complain to somebody about that and hope that it gets fixed. Maybe it's fixed in the update. We're actually a couple of versions behind. Might have to update and try that. Might help. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. And by the next one, I'm going to have the coolant we need to get this stabilized. And then we can get the reactor online properly and leave it on to run itself, or leave it to the manager. And we'll have power finally. And then we can get the elevators working and maybe start working on the next part of the base, which is going to be ore processing and metal management, which is going to be fun. So with that, I will see you in the next episode.